This is Wrecked, the bonus episode where I recommend a book, or I wreck it. Today's book is Educated by Tara Westover. So I decided to create a bonus episode, completely unrelated to the episode that I release once a month, just to put out my opinion about certain books. And this is going to be about books that I have really strong opinions about. And sometimes, even though I really like and I really enjoy telling people what I think they should read because they would gain more from it, I also tend to have stronger opinions about books that I really dislike. And I disliked a few books in the past year and this year already. That's why I decided to create this episode. I don't know when exactly I'm going to be posting this. It's going to be, of course, in between the main episodes, but it's when I have something to say. It's not something that I'm going to do every 2 weeks or every week. It's when I have a book that I want to talk about, I will post a bonus episode. If you are subscribing to the podcast, you will receive a notification. So don't be surprised to just when I said, oh, this is a monthly episode and then there's a new episode. These episodes are really just to talk about one specific book instead of talking about the books I have read during that month. For today, I decided to start on a good note and bring that which was my favorite book read last year. I wrote an article for Medium speaking of all the books I enjoyed last year, because for Bored to Death Book Club I made a list of my 5 favorite books, and it was so tough that I had to leave aside so many books that I liked that then I decided to write for Medium, for my Medium account, about the 25th plus, I think I wrote 25th plus books that I enjoyed last year and that deserve a mention. The one that was my top first on the list was Educated by Tara Westover. I love memoirs. I can't read, and I think I already said this, I can't read non-fiction. I can listen to non-fiction, and I really enjoy reading memoirs. I'm using 2 audio apps to listen to audiobooks. One of them works with a monthly subscription, but a little bit like Netflix. You pay about 10 euros, or if you share it with a friend, you're gonna pay a little bit less. I'm sharing it with a friend, and every month you can just listen to any book available, how many books you want to listen to a month. Last year I listened to 22 books in 2 months, because I had a job which allowed me to do that. So Storytel was my best option, because if I was going to use Libro.fm, for example, you can only buy, it's $14.99. It's a better option than Audible because they support indie bookstores, but it's still a bit pricey. If you're going to pay $14.99 for a book, well, and you read 22 books in a month, I might as well just really be working to listen to those audiobooks, but I had bills to pay. So I am using Storytel, which doesn't have every single book available, but they really have a lot of books. And I was looking for memoirs to listen to, and I found Educated. Gave it a try. I'm someone who was raised Catholic, but is no longer Catholic. I'm very interested in the way people see and experience or have experienced religion. So I picked up this memoir and it was amazing. Tara, just to give you a little bit of insight into the book, even though you can check it on Goodreads, Tara lived in a Mormon family, which was preparing, they were survivalists and they were preparing for the end of the world. Actually, it was more like, if you are religious, even if you're not religious, you probably encounter this idea of, the day, I forgot the name in English, but it's the day when the earth ends and everybody who has believed in God is going to some nice place. And basically they were waiting for that, but they were also preparing for it, for when, when the end of the world came, they would survive and God would see their efforts. So her mom was a midwife and she prepared remedies with plants because they did not believe in Western medicine. Her parents trusted that their believing God would heal them. Even when they had the most gruesome accidents, and since her father owned a scrap, like a junkyard, and he was very careless. Like, they didn't wear anything. They didn't wear gloves. They didn't wear a helmet. Like, the kids as well went to the junkyard to work without any protection. So a lot of accidents happened. Even when the most gruesome accidents happened, they would not go to a doctor. They were healed at home. I have no idea how many of them survived, but Tara she had this friend at some point who started talking to her about education. Because not all Mormon families were like that, were that strict and believed like the end of the world like is gonna come, so we gotta prepare. So Tara started to have some ideas of wanting to go study. One of her brothers also had gone study, so she started to teach herself. Even though they didn't exactly forbid an education, her parents, they also didn't really endorse it or try to have Tara go to school. The message of the book, and more than just being a memoir and more than all the gruesome things that you read or you listen to, it's that it stresses the importance of an education. And it also talks a lot about how difficult it is to cut ties with those who are closer to you, especially your family. And even though she, at some point, of course, did not agree, like her parents and her were in constant disagreement because her father and mostly her father, but also her mother, of course, did not think that the life she was leading was proper. She kind of had to decide what to do, which I think this is a very interesting memoir for all those who have been in similar situations. They will feel seen, they will feel represented to see someone writing about something so relatable. And this is why it was my favorite book from last year. It was always also brilliantly written. It just grabs you from page one. So if you are looking for a nice memoir to listen to or to read, don't hesitate to buy Educated by Tara Westover. If you would like to read the article that I wrote for Medium about my favorite books of 2019, you can find the link on linktree/Carina Pereira, as well as all of my social media. And if you enjoy this bonus episode and you want to listen to more, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you again, if not before, in March for the monthly episode. I'll see you then.